yeah.
Of course. Na jina lake hapo, na jina la mwenyewe.
Can I help you with?
Ah, sawa, sawa.
Distinguished delegates, good morning. Good morning. We are just delaying a few minutes because the minister was making her way here. I am advised that she has just arrived, so it shall not be any much longer. Give it another 10 minutes or so. Please do bear with us. Thank you. Distinguished delegates, once more welcome. I'm told the minister is really going to come now. But as we wait, can I ask that we dispense with all these arrangements? And in that regard, I shall call somebody to give us a safety briefing. Over to you, sir.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jaco. I'm the security manager on the property. We are privileged to welcome you to our property today. Please be advised that in the event of an emergency, we would have alarms sound. We have got 3 fire escapes in the building, one to your left, one to your right, and one in the center. In the event that we do have to evacuate the building, your nearest exit would be up to the stairs and out of the main entrance of the property. We also provide 24-hour security services. In the event you do need security, please feel free, welcome to ask at the reception desk or your nearest attendant, and we will come running. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Can I get those that shall lead us on the South African National Anthem ready? Can I request that you sit? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you, distinguished guests. Can I request that you at this stage stand and for the national anthem? Thank you. I'll have a quick remark from the representative of the IMO.
Honorable ministers, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the IMO, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 6th high-level meeting on the implementation of the Jeddah Amendment to Djibouti Code of Conduct. Allow me to extend our sincere gratitude to the Republic of South Africa for hosting us in this beautiful city of Cape Town. The warm hospitality and the excellent organization already received are a testament to the generosity of and the spirit of the South African people, and bodes very well for the success of this meeting. May I also thank our co-sponsors of the program, the Indian Ocean Commission and the Crimario 2 project. I cannot also forget to congratulate South Africa for doing the DCoC proud by winning the Rugby World Cup semi-final on Saturday, and we look forward to you bringing the cup home on Saturday. And now, without much ado, allow me to invite our gracious hosts to take us through the opening ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this stage, I wish to welcome all participants, in particular our host, Honorable Minister of Transport for the Republic of South Africa, Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga. I wish to also acknowledge Minister Aishath Nahula from Maldives, and he is the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation. Deputy Minister Al-Subi Ali from Yemen is the Deputy Minister of Transport, Ports and Maritime Affairs. We've got representative from International Maritime Organization who is joining us virtually. We've also got a representative from the European Union, the Friends of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, Ms. Elizabeth Frisk, and is the political advisor. I wish to acknowledge Chairperson of the Djibouti Code of Conduct Steering Committee, Major General Muhammad Abdullah Al-Shari. Is from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and is joining us virtually. Distinguished delegates, excellencies, once more, welcome to South Africa and welcome to Cape Town. South Africa is very proud to be associated and be a member state to the Djibouti Code of Conduct, in particular its 2017 Jeddah Amendment. We appreciate the extended mandate that seeks to include all acts of illegality since that time. We do believe our cost of trade is affected by those acts of criminality at sea. I wish to say that find comfort, relax, enjoy the Cape Town and South African hospitality. At this stage, I am going to call for the representative of International Maritime Organization who joins us virtually, and she's Ms. Haik Degim, and she's the director of the Maritime Division.
Thank you very much. Honorable Lydia Sindisiwe Shikunga, Minister of Transport of the Republic of South Africa, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Secretary General of IMO, who very much regrets not to be able to address you today, I am delighted to join you all, albeit virtually, for this high-level meeting on the implementation of the Jeddah Amendment to the Djibouti Code of Conduct. This sixth meeting represents a crucial moment for us to come together and address the pressing issues affecting the security of the Western Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden, sample the progress we have made this far, and consider the future we envisage. Let me begin by acknowledging the gracious hospitality of the Republic of South Africa in hosting this meeting and ensuring a comfortable and memorable stay for all participants. Special acknowledgement goes out to the team within South Africa's National Department of Transport for the excellent logistical and administrative planning, which bodes well for the success of this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, maritime safety and security are not mere rhetoric. They represent the foundational pillars upon which the global economy, environmental sustainability, and the welfare of communities worldwide rely. Our oceans, covering more than 70% of the Earth's surface, are the source of sustenance, transportation, and interconnection for billions. They are also essential to international trade, facilitating the transit of over 80% of the world's commodities by volume, thereby supporting livelihoods on a global scale. Nonetheless, these indispensable maritime services face formidable contemporary challenges. Despite the reduction in piracy and armed robbery incidents against ships in the region since 2012, vices such as illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing, human trafficking, and smuggling, marine pollution, wildlife trafficking, and crude oil theft remain prevalent. Additionally, new and emerging threats such as cyber attacks against ships and maritime business, as well as innovative methods targeting vital coastal installations using drones and mines, are evolving issues that demand our consistent attention and collaborative effort. The implications of passivity extend far beyond the maritime realm, affecting global security, the environment, and the prosperity of nations at large. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that this meeting will address 4 key themes as advised by the planned panel discussions and briefings. They are the operationalization of the regional information sharing network in line with the agreed strategy and roadmap, the approval to expand the working group 2 structure on capacity building to incorporate additional thematic areas covered by the JEDA amendment, the promotion of the effective utilization of the regional capacity building coordination matrix as the primary tool for prioritizing regional capacity building initiatives for member states and implementing partners. And finally, the approval for the development of a regional maritime security strategy. It is imperative that participants create synergies of existing initiatives and frameworks in the region with like-minded objectives, so that the Djibouti Code of Conduct and these frameworks together work together to ensure sustainability growth of the region to the benefit of all signatory states and to avoid duplication. Additionally, tools and capacity building systems like IORIS, Mercury, and Sea Vision will positively impact the region in times to come, not forgetting insights and best practices shared by India's Information Fusion Center Indian Ocean region to the potential benefit of DCoC's information sharing network, particularly concerning vessels of interest. Model successes on the importance of information sharing during sea operations from the Regional Maritime Information Fusion Center and best practices of the Regional Coordination and Operations Center in their maritime operations are ideal considerations for the DCoC to adopt. As we regard our work in light of posterity, there is an urgent need for implementing partners, best known as friends of the DCoC, to publicize and share information on the ongoing work with regional states, especially on needs and priorities drawn from the matrix. The DCoC website and the members-only portal where the matrix is hosted provide good platforms for feedback from partners to reduce duplicity and promote frugality in the use of resources. Speaking of resources, the DCoC Multi-Donor Trust Fund has experienced dwindling contributions in past years, especially following the successful suppression efforts on piracy and armed robbery against ships in the region. While I'm very pleased to see that piracy incidents have reduced, there are other transnational organized crimes plaguing the region that need to be tackled and consequently need resources to do so. My earnest call for current and potential partners present in this meeting is to continue supporting the DCoC and its expanded mandate financially and in kind to ensure, as India has put it best, safety and growth for all in the region. Let me also applaud the progress made by DCoC states in general, especially since the signing of the JEDA amendment in 2017. The region has been benefiting immensely from the governance framework created to coordinate DCoC activities through its steering committee, the 2 working groups on information sharing and capacity building coordination, and the Friends of the DCoC Forum. I'm very encouraged by the progress made in developing the robust information sharing network I alluded to earlier, to enable better coordination among all stakeholders in dealing with maritime threats at sea. Also encouraging is the development of the capacity building coordination matrix to ensure that international assistance is aligned with regional needs and priorities and enable partner nations to coordinate, deconflict, and amplify their bilateral efforts. I am aware that a number of regional states are already working on developing frameworks for the implementation of the IMO model for the whole of government approach to maritime security, with technical assistance from IMO. I would like to thank the European Union for providing funding for this project through the Port Security and Safety of Navigation in Eastern and Southern Africa and the Indian Ocean and the Red Sea projects. The recent completion of the draft Standard Operating Procedures document and its refinement by regional representatives in Jeddah and India, respectively, exemplifies your commitment to establishing an effective regional mechanism to combat threats at sea. I have no doubt that the remaining work of establishing the multi-agency National Maritime Information Sharing Centers, which will be the pillars of the regional information sharing network, will be completed in a timely manner. The International Maritime Organization will continue to support the DCoC, and I fervently call upon the friends of the DCoC and IMO member states present in this meeting to provide financial and technical support to member states in the implementation of the Code of Conduct. The Djibouti Code of Conduct, Jeddah Amendment, is an indispensable element for the assurance of regional maritime safety and security. And over the coming days, your insights and collective expertise in discussions will ensure that we continue fortifying the Western Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden for the prosperity and collective good of people, industry, and marine life. Once more, I extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. In unity, we can navigate the complexities that lie ahead and set a course towards a maritime future characterized by heightened security and sustainability. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite Mrs. Elizabeth Dalberg Frisk. She's the political advisor to the EU delegation, to make remarks for friends of the Djibouti Code of Conduct. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Honorable Minister Shikunga, distinguished delegates, a very good morning to you all. I'm very honored to be here to represent the European Union today on behalf of the EU ambassador to South Africa, who would have liked to be here in person with you all. And allow me to congratulate the Republic of South Africa for hosting and organizing this high-level meeting in beautiful Cape Town. The EU has always supported the Djibouti Code of Conduct and the Jeddah Amendment, and I'm very pleased to be here today to underline our continued commitment to take this important work forward. As we have seen, maritime security has become a major challenge in this increasing competitive world. The European Union has a strong interest in keeping commercial routes open, in ensuring safe and lawful use of maritime natural resources, in fighting organized crime, illicit trafficking, and terrorism, and in collaboration to protect against new threats. The European Union is determined to become a key maritime security provider. And indeed, since 2021, we have adopted important regional strategies for the Horn of Africa, for the Indo-Pacific, and most recently for the Gulf, which was adopted in May 2022. One common goal of all these strategies is to create the conditions for a two-way street cooperation with our regional partners to promote security and stability in these important regions. And the Djibouti Code of Conduct and Jeddah Amendment is a major achievement of this regional maritime security cooperation. What I want to underline today is the importance of coherence and inclusiveness of all initiatives. To contribute to this objective, the European Union in 2019 established a new concept called coordinated maritime presences. And this in order to improve the coordination of maritime presences in a specific region. With these coordinated maritime presences, we seek to optimize existing naval, air, and space assets deployed by EU member states, while also looking for synergies with current EU Commission capacity building programs, as well as with regional and international actors. And by doing so, the EU aims to support the building up of a regional security architecture in the Indian Ocean. The Gulf of Guinea was the first designated EU maritime area of interest, followed by the Northwestern Indian Ocean, which was launched in February last year. But the coordinated maritime presences concept is not only about the coordination of naval assets. This is part of our overall contribution to regional cooperation, which is essential for sustainable security in the maritime domain. As we have seen, the region is facing new kinds of maritime hybrid and cyber threats. Illicit trafficking in drugs, arms, and humans is becoming endemic, and these criminal activities often benefit terrorist groups. The task is indeed immense, but together we will be stronger. And from the European Union point of view, the Djibouti Code of Conduct and Jeddah Amendment offers one of the best avenues to establish a regional maritime security architecture. We strongly support the International Secretariat in Kenya, and we are looking to engage in specific capacity building projects. We are very pleased with your invitation for the European Union to become friends of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, and we really hope that this new partnership will bring our current cooperation to a new level. I'm very happy that there are many other colleagues here in the room today from various European Commission funded projects such as Cremario, or from the different operations such as Atalanta, who will be able to share a lot more on EU's commitment and programs throughout the course of this high-level meeting. And with these brief remarks, I'm wishing you all very good deliberations and an excellent meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I now invite remarks by the chair of the DCoC Steering Committee, Major General Muhammad Abdullah Al-Shari, from the delegation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who joins us virtually. Over to you, sir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. معالي وزيرة النقل بجمهورية جنوب أفريقيا السيدة سنديسوي شوكونغا، سعادة السيد فلوجونسيو غاريديو رويز، نائب رئيس بعثة الاتحاد الأوروبي إلى جنوب أفريقيا، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، رؤساء وأعضاء وفود دول مدونة السلوك والدول المراقبة والصديقة والهيئات الدولية، سعادة ممثل الأمين العام للمنظمة البحرية الدولية IMO السيد كرويجا ميتشيني، السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. في البداية يسرني أن أتقدم بالشكر لجمهورية جنوب أفريقيا على حسن الاستقبال والضيافة والتنظيم لهذا الاجتماع رفيع المستوى الذي يأتي امتدادا للاجتماعات وورش العمل رفيعة المستوى التي تم عقدها سابقا بهدف إيجاد حلول مستدامة للتعامل مع كافة الجرائم البحرية العابرة للحدود وفق مفاهيم التشغيل لشبكة تبادل المعلومات وحوكمة الإجراءات التشغيلية لتبادل المعلومات بين دول المنظمة. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، تولي المملكة العربية السعودية اهتماما بالغا في سبيل تعزيز الجهود الإقليمية والدولية في مجال بناء القدرات لمكافحة القرصنة والأنشطة الغير مشروعة الأخرى التي تهدد أمن وسلامة الملاحة البحرية في غرب المحيط الهندي وخليج عدن، وذلك من خلال عقد العديد من الدورات وورش العمل لصالح دول المدونة بدعم ومتابعة حثيثة من قبل صاحب السمو الملكي وزير الداخلية الأمير عبد العزيز بن سعود بن نايف بن عبد العزيز حفظه الله. الحضور الكرام، أسهمت الإجراءات التي اتخذتها دول المدونة بالتعاون مع المنظمات الدولية في احتواء الكثير من التهديدات الناتجة عن الجرائم البحرية، وذلك من خلال التدريب والتأهيل للعاملين بمراكز تبادل المعلومات البحرية واتخاذ التدابير اللازمة حيال إنفاذ القانون في عرض البحر لمرتكبي الجرائم الغير شرعية التي تهدد سلامة الملاحة البحرية. السيدات والسادة، إنه من خلال تبني تعديلات جدة لمدونة جيبوتي للسلوك 2017 سعت دول المنطقة إلى حل شامل من شأنه التعاطي مع تلك التهديدات، ويجب أن ندرك جميعا أهمية الاستمرار في تطوير كافة السبل للتعاون بين الدول الأعضاء في المدونة لإيجاد الحلول الكفيلة للتصدي لكافة الجرائم البحرية العابرة للحدود لتعزيز الأمن البحري وتحقيق اقتصاد أزرق مزدهر. وفي هذا السياق اسمحوا لي نيابة عن دول المدونة أن أتقدم بالشكر للجهود التي تبذلها المنظمة البحرية الدولية على دعمها الدائم في تعزيز الأمن البحري في غرب المحيط الهندي وخليج عدن، لا سيما من خلال مساعدتها لإنفاذ تعديلات جدة على مدونة السلوك، حيث تعد المنظمة البحرية الدولية شريكا متميزا في دعم الجهود الإقليمية التي ساهمت وبشكل كبير في تحقيق النجاح في مكافحة القرصنة والسطو المسلح على السفن في المنطقة. كما أرجو نقل امتناني وشكري لمعالي الأمين العام للمنظمة البحرية الدولية IMO الدكتور كيتاك ليم للدعم اللامحدود لدول المنطقة لأخذ المبادرة في التعاطي مع مشاكلها الإقليمية وإيجاد حلول طويلة الأمد للتعامل معها. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، نعلم جميعا ما تم التوصل إليه من خطة جيدة لتعزيز شبكة التبادل المعلومات الخاصة بمدونة السلوك من أجل الإيفاء بأهداف تعديلات جدة من خلال إنشاء مراكز وطنية لتبادل المعلومات البحرية لتكون بمثابة ركائز لشبكة تبادل المعلومات الإقليمية، وستعمل أيضا كمراكز توعية بالمجال البحري للدول المعنية وتحدد المعلومات التي يجب مشاركتها على المستوى الوطني والإقليمي. ونتطلع إلى المزيد لتطوير الإجراءات والبروتوكولات اللازمة لضمان آلية تبادل معلومات إقليمية فعالة. وفي الختام لا يسعني إلا أن أتقدم بالشكر الجزيل للجميع على الحضور والمشاركة، متمنيا أن تتكلل أعمال الاجتماع بالنجاح وتحقيق الأهداف المرجوة.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, allow me now to invite our host, the Minister of Transport for the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Sindisiwe Chikunga. You can take the podium.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony, Mr. Sobantu Dilai. May I also acknowledge the virtual support from the Secretary General of International Maritime Organization, IMO, Mr. Kitak Lim, and his representative, Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation from Maldives, Ms. Ashpat Nahula, Deputy Minister of the Department of Ports and Maritime Affairs from Yemen, Mr. Ali Mohammed Al-Sabi, DTG Maritime from South Africa, Mr. Mtunzi Madia, Acting CEO of SAMSA, Mr. Daumore, Chair of the Steering Committee of Djibouti Code of Conduct, Jeddah Amendment, Saudi Arabia, represented by Rear Admiral Naji Al-Yuhan, EU Ambassador to South Africa, her representative, Principal Secretaries, Directors General, Heads of Delegations, Delegates of respective countries, international organizations and affiliated partners, ladies and gentlemen, you are heartily welcomed in our beautiful country, South Africa. This high-level meeting correctly takes place in October, that in South Africa is regarded as Transport Month. It is during October Transport Month that we showcase and remind our people about the centrality of transport in the social development and economic growth. As such, let me first applaud the Djibouti Code of Conduct member states for heeding the call to ensure safety and security along the Western Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden in the wake of dreadful maritime threats, mainly constituting of piracy and armed robbery at sea. It is through the efforts of the DCoC and greater cooperation that piracy and other criminal acts against ships were suppressed. It is significant to further applaud the evolution which incorporates adaptation to the contemporary world as foresighted. Such was demonstrated through the January 2017 meeting that took place in Saudi Arabia and resulted in the Jeddah Amendment to the Djibouti Code of Conduct. The Jeddah Amendment extended the scope of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, and in addition to the fighting piracy, it encourages member states to also fight crimes such as drug smuggling, human trafficking, unreported and unregulated fishing, and other crimes against ships. It is critical to note and commend that member states did not just strengthen cooperation, but pledged to adhere to the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Specifically, Goal 14 and 16, which says, and I want to quote it, conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. And goal number 16 states that to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels, unquote. Program Director, the determination from member states to create stable conditions that encourage investment and tourism for sustainable economic growth, food security, employment, prosperity, and stability is commendable. However, we must acknowledge the reality that to other maritime security and to offer maritime security, governments around the region need specialized capabilities suitable to confront the grave danger at sea. Massive economic investment is required to develop systems and institutions in our maritime domain. Governments in the region must join hands, and through capacity building initiatives, member states must share resources and support each other. The Friends of the DCoC play a big role in the success of the program. They assist member states in many ways, especially in the implementation of the resolutions of the DCoC. Fighting piracy and other illicit crimes at sea requires an effective communication system. It is important for the DCoC to finalize arrangements relating to the information sharing initiatives. This is a sensitive matter, as member states might prefer systems different from each other. However, I'm convinced that the next 3 days will resolve the issues around the information sharing systems or platform to be used in the region. The high-level meeting taking place from today until 26 October 2023 must craft maritime security strategies that encapsulate response mechanisms to those non-conventional threats. The DCoC has always encouraged member states to develop maritime security strategies for themselves. This meeting in South Africa will take that initiative further and encourage the member states to look at possible regional maritime security strategies. Work has commenced on this, and the discussions in the next 3 days will give clear direction on this big and challenging initiative. This will empower the region to own its solutions. The regional maritime security strategy, if achieved, will assist member states with focus areas as and when they develop their own strategies. This meeting must reinforce the role of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, Gender Amendment, as the premier forum for maritime security coordination in the Western Indian Ocean region and the Gulf of Aden. Institutions such as the Regional Maritime Information Fusion Center in Madagascar and the Regional Coordination Operations Center in Seychelles are essential for the success of agenda of the DCoC. It is important for the DCoC to work closely with these centers as they add value towards the fulfillment of the DCoC agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, the global maritime fraternity has embraced technology, but that comes at a cost, and we're all aware of the disruptive outcomes because of security breaches. It is important for members to put counter systems and be on the high alert for cybersecurity threats, and I would like to see this on the DCoC agenda. These recommendations will assist to strengthen the Djibouti Code of Conduct, Gender Amendment, as they are the premium forum for maritime security and take a leading role in the coordination of maritime security efforts in the Western Indian Ocean and the Gulf of Aden. Member states are encouraged to utilize this opportunity to provide strategic leadership which will ensure genuine alignment of regional needs and priorities. Member states know their challenges and should know suitable solutions. They must work together to find regional solutions for the regional problems. They must work as a family, share information with each other, and build the capacity in the region with the assistance of their friends so that we leave no state behind. South Africa pledges its full support to the vision and mission of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, Gender Amendment. South Africa believes that it is through greater regional cooperation that countries can build a stable maritime environment that contributes to the peace, good order, and continuing prosperity of the Western Indian Ocean and the Gulf of Aden region. In South Africa, maritime security, especially in our ports, is one of the most primary areas of investments. While we have invested in improving port access, we have equally introduced quite a number of measures to enhance security and deter piracy. As South Africa, we have strengthened coordination through participation in sharing of resources and coordination of activities in the area of maritime security. These coordination efforts have significantly improved working together to fight the scourge of piracy in the region, which has seen the presence of the South African Navy and deployment of warships in the patrol of the Mozambique Channel. In turn, this is also supported by the SADC Maritime Security Strategy. It is in our best interest to ensure less disruption on the maritime routes to assist Tanzania and Mozambique to curb elements of piracy. As South Africa, information sharing with members on the security breaches along the Western Indian region is continuous and a key factor in implementation strategy, and more especially in the fight against human and drug trafficking and vessels of interest, which are key elements. We are fortunate this far as South Africa because we have not experienced actual elements of piracy against ships in our territorial waters. South Africa capacity building, wherein the South African Navy has offered training to Mozambican naval forces. In addition to that, South Africa has also offered capacity building initiatives through the DCoC, through the Djibouti Training Center, which seeks to improve member states' capabilities to fight their attacks against ships. South Africans and South Africa were trained, and South Africans were trained in conducting and implementing the ISPS code, which took place here in Cape Town in 2022. The target for training were port security officers to enhance their ISPS implementation capability, and we have seen improvement with respect to maritime security breaches in South African ports. We have also agreed with the DCoC to train South Africans to conduct port security audits, and we are looking forward to that. Honorable ministers, heads of delegations, and esteemed delegates, we are all getting ready to fully participate and contribute meaningfully at the upcoming International Maritime Organization, that is IMO elective assembly. In this regard, South Africa will be standing for re-election into the IMO Council, and we highly appreciate the collaborations and cooperation we have had with each country individually and at regional and multilateral levels. To further deepen our partnership, we still do appeal for your support at that elective council. Program Director, as member states, we are in Cape Town, one of the most beautiful cities in South Africa. We call it Mother City, as it is adorned by the majestic Table Mountain and the historical Robben Island. How can I forget the Cape Point landmark, the point where two oceans meet, the Atlantic Ocean, which is cold, and the Indian Ocean, which is hot or warm. In your schedule, please allocate time to see the many more natural wonders Cape Town has to offer. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I can only hope that the deliberations today will add to the body of knowledge, enhance the implementation of the Gender Amendment that we all subscribe to, and to ensure that we all make meaningful contributions from maritime connectivity and promote economic growth in the region. The call and scope to protect and provide maritime security is broad in nature, and working together as a collective to perform our duties has never been more important than now. And in the words of Santoro, we say, individually, we are one drop, together we are an ocean. I thank you very much.
Distinguished delegates, we have now come to the end of this opening ceremony to the 6th high-level meeting on the implementation of the Gender Amendment to the Djibouti Code of Conduct. May I invite you to a photo shoot. I understand it will take place outside, but the Secretariat will guide us as to how we shall proceed. The time now is 10:38. May I request that we do the photo shoot, take the tea, and we'll reconvene at 11:15. That gives us just over half an hour. Thank you very much.